Welcome one and all, it's round number 1 of the RLH GT3 Championship for Season 8 of GT Sport. And it is actually Wesley on pole, and then it's Aries, Bruma, SMGT and Shorts that effectively make up the top 5, ready to get racing as the green lights go out. The drivers are revving their engines as we look to get this race underway. The lights are on now. We have 5 red lights here at Fuji. And it's lights out, away we go. The lights have gone green. We are racing underway. And who can get the best of the stars? They're dueling for positions. Third back, looks like Bruma's had a fantastic start in that Ferrari. And he's going into turn 1 just about in the lead. Aries into P2. The SMGC maybe looking for moves. Ash Wilson dives on the inside. He's gone way too deep though. Aries will get a bit of a switch back and moves himself up into P2. Dueling positions further back. And Ash Wilson actually on the outside, losing a lot of positions as Atomics push wide a little bit there. They're fighting further back. They've only got 4 abreast in the back of the field. Brent, Niels, Fretty and Multirab all dueling away. Multirab trying to hang this one round the outside. Bit of a sliding, comes a little bit of contact with Fretty, and Phil trying to sort of negotiate all this round the outside. Currently down in P13. Fretty and Multirab still battling away for that 7th and 8th place. He'll come out on top as Atomic and Niels file out just ahead of this. Looks like Fretty is ahead. And Multirab getting squeezed out there just in no man's land in the middle. As we move on down towards turn number 10, towards the Dunlop corner. And this is sort of the next part of the lap. He's got a lot of tight corners coming up, and who's going to make the positions here? We've got Timmy trying to hang this one round the outside of Multirab, squeezing him onto the curb there, and can Eddie get involved just behind them in that very nice sort of striking blue and white car as soon as they go up towards the sort of hairpin after hairpin, long hairpins, and Eddie getting involved there. He's shoved himself right in the mix there in this battle for P10. They're still fighting out. Multirab's on the outside. Looks like Timmy's got the high ground on the inside in that BMW. Multirab, of course, in the Mercedes. And oh, that's Phil in the background. Phil's had an off in the background. Was Timmy's teammate Eddie trying to go around the outside of Multirab. Looks like he has got into P10 actually, Timmy. But we look towards the front. Aries challenging Bruma now as they go down towards turn number 1. He's going to switch to the inside now. Bruma couldn't quite sort of block off an inside line. Aries is going to go on the inside. Racing in Wesley's number 99 actually, but he's going to go down inside. Bruma though trying a bit of a switch back here. Can he get on top of the Mazda driver? It's Ferrari versus Mazda. Who's got the legs on the run down towards turn number 3? It's like Aries will try and hold it on the inside, but Bruma swooping around the outside. Of course, he's then going to switch to the inside for the next couple of corners. We look further back towards some of the battles we were seeing earlier. Brent in P9, Timmy just about holding on to P10 as he's got the inside line, dueling with Snell and Multirab just a little bit behind this battle for the time being. In the back of the front, SMGC in a P4 at the moment, trying to get a little bit closer to Shorts and Aries. We don't actually know where Wesley is in all of this at the moment. But Bruma holding on to that P1 position at the moment. Aries challenging him, having a look maybe into Donald, but Bruma holding on for the time being. Shorts looks like he's in the Mazda or the Toyota. I think he's in the Toyota. There we go. Toyota for Roll Center this season. So everyone in order at the moment. Timmy just keeping ahead of Snell, Multirab in 12 and Eddie in P13. And now the run down towards turn 1. Can Aries make the move stick this time around? A long straight on from down towards turn number 1. We'll see if he can get past. Aries over 250 kilometers now. They're all up in a 6th gear. He's right in the slipstream. He's going to look to the outside though. Bruma covers the inside this time around. And see if Aries can get the speed on the outside. He does move on to P1, but can he keep the move after turn number 1? Shorts just behind, trying to pick up any pieces of this battle. As they come out, Shorts all getting really involved in this one. They're still wheel to wheel, and Aries just about slots ahead. Can Shorts make it a double overtake as they go into turn 3? Not quite. He's not going to be close enough on this occasion. Go back though in that heated battle for P10. Looks like actually Fretty's managed to get past Atomic down at turn number 1, I think. And the top 3 still dueling away with Aries leading from Bruma, from Shorts and SMGT not too far behind as well. Someone's had an off at turn 1 in the top right hand side of your screen on the minimap. Then we're dueling for 14th and 15th it is, but as we carry on now on lap number 3, Shorts very much involved in this battle. We can't even find a way past Bruma, almost trying to sneak one up the inside there at turn number 11. And as we run down towards turn number 1, Aries keeping ahead for the moment. Bruma though catching him down the straight. That Ferrari engine giving it absolutely everything. Bruma though, will he make a move? But SMG's lining up. Bruma though looking to go down the inside. He's full on the brakes. Can he get the car slow down? The brake disc glowing. Aries doing a bit of a switchback and trying to do the old switcheroo, and it looks like he's just about to hold the position. Bruma though, can he fight this one back? That's wheel to wheel as they go into turn number 3. Bruma selling his fastest first sector, and Shorts trying to keep with these two as they duel away. Aries got the inside line. Bruma though just a little bit ahead at the moment. They're still wheel to wheel as they go into the braking zone of turn number 6. Who's going to come out on top as we get down towards this hairpin? Bruma looks like he's just ahead. Shorts though putting his nose in there. He's trying to get involved and trying to split these top two. Have been dueling it out since the start of this race, and still they are going pretty much just about side by side. I think Aries playing that one a bit sensibly, deciding not to send it there, thinking better of it, and maybe looking to make his move on the main straight. Moving on, Bruma still holding on to that first place. Now Shorten has the inside line, he has the high ground. Hans Atomic though do a bit of a switch right. We've seen being quite an effective move so far in this race. He's just a little bit too far back to make any moves this time around. Of course, the teammate of the race leader, look at that slide there from Atomic. Will that allow Niels Barker to get involved and try and keep it himself into P8? He's going to be on the inside now as they go up through turn 14 and 15. And Niels getting ahead though. Not a good couple of corners for Atomic, unfortunately, as he's still sliding away, power sliding his way through some of these corners. Up at the front, the top 4 really dueling away as things stand. Aries right on the back of Bruma now, and as they go down towards turn 1, Aries will be looking to the outside. Shorts trying to follow Aries here. Will he try and make this a double overtake for the race lead? Someone is already into the pit lane. Aries again, this switchback could be on here. Shorts also doing the same sort of thing in SMGT, very much following suit, but as we go down towards turn number 3, it's Aries on the outside line. Can he keep this one going around the outside? Bruma sends it a little bit late on the brakes. Will that push Aries a little bit wide? It might do. Shorts is getting involved here. It's a 4-way battle for the lead. This is brilliant stuff between the drivers, giving each other just about enough space. SMGT though, we're going up the inside of Shorts, who's had to concede that one, just run out of grip there as they went through the long turn 5 and 4, and Aries in P2. Bruma still just about holding on to P1, and SMGT getting a bit of a tank slapper, which could allow Shorts to find a way through in a couple of moments' time. But once again, this top 4 very much nip and tuck to who is in front and who is behind. As we go on to the main straight to end lap number 5, Shorts currently in P4 with SMGT in 3rd. Can he now put himself into the top 2? He's been running 4th for pretty much most of this race. He's starting to make his way through this top group now, and right on the back of Aries, but he is right on the back of Bruma, so he's using the slipstream to help defend. And we're going to have 3 wide down towards turn 1. Aries covers off SMGT on that outside line. Legal enough, we could have almost 3 wide through turn number 1 again. They've almost both trying to switch back. SMGT, could he get 2 cars in one corner here? I think he's just about ahead of Aries there. He's got a massive moment just through sort of turn 2, the king of turn 2. SMGT, will he try and go around the outside of Bruma? Yes, he can. Looks like Bruma's just about going to keep ahead though, and SMGT up into P2, slowly making his way towards that P1 position. And we'll see if Fretty can get involved in the upcoming laps. There he goes, Bruma, SMGT, Aries, and then Shorts. That makes up the top 4. And Shorts running a little bit wide for the 2 roll centre cars. Could be battling very, very shortly. But SMGT, will he think about making a move here? Looking to that inside line. I think he thought about putting the nose in there, but just decided to hang back at the moment. SMGT on the super soft. We've got Bruma also on the super soft, who's that left rear. Not as well protected on Bruma's car as it is SMGT's. Then it's super soft for Aries, and soft tyres for Shorts, and super softs for Fretty. SMGT trying to line this one up. He's trying to get the best launch onto the pit straight he possibly can. As we climb up through the gears, can SMGT make it another car on another lap? We go down towards turn 1. Is that Bruma pulling to the pit lane? Yes, it is. So Bruma's had enough of those tyres. We saw the 2 roll cinder cars following suit. Of course, no worry, a double stacking here on GT Sport, and SMGT will take the race lead with Aries just behind him. two roll center cars now, of course, pitted on that previous lap. Hurtling down towards turn 1, have to keep an eye on. There is Aries on the far right hand side. Broomer making a move for P2 on Ash Wilson, of course, who hasn't pitted yet. Aries just about. Is he going to keep ahead of Shorts? I think Shorts will try and get the move if he can do out of turn number 1. Has he made the undercut work? Not quite. And the roll center car just has to sit behind for the moment, maybe looking for a move into turn number 3. But of course, there now will be catching Ash Wilson very, very quickly. I would imagine because he hasn't pitted just yet, but Short all over the back of Aries. Of course, his tyres are up to 10, but he's in the groove on this new set. And no moves as they go into turn number 6. Short's running very wide. Can that allow Fretty to maybe get past? Not quite. I think the rocks on the cars will just stay in order for the time being. SMJT still yet to pit in this race. We'll have to keep an eye on when he decides to come in. And Short's massive moment. Could that allow Freddy to get alongside? Not quite. Maybe trying sort of the switchback line, which is very preferable. Trying to go round the outside here. The two Ross Center cars really dueling away, and Freddy just keeps lining this overtake up. Seems to be able to place that car very well at the moment. Again, just realises I think that he can't hang that one round the outside and tries a bit of a switchback and might be lining up a move down into turn 1. Of course, at the end of the next straight. Aries, though, just ahead of this. Battles all over the back of Ash Wilson. We've got SMJT into the pits. We'll see where he slots out in this one. The two Roll Center cars wheel to wheel, and so is Ash Wilson and Aries. Where will SMJT feed back out? I'll have to keep an eye on where he darts out of the pit lane. I think the undercut might be quite powerful here, because there is SMJT is going to be behind Aries, and where will he be in relation to the Roll Center cars? Fretty has got ahead of Shorts, and that was on the main straight just there, and SMJT in P4, which is a net P3 in this race. We'll see now. Oh my, wow, what on earth happened there? Shorts have sort of jumped onto the was there an issue? Could be an issue for Shorts. Not too sure what's happened here to the Roll Center driver. This could be a retirement for him. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening. He's out. Shorts is out of the race, so it must be some sort of technical issue there for the Roll Center driver. And now looking at a battle, well, a top 4 effectively that Ash Wilson is currently involved in. And I think after Ash Wilson pits, he will come out and, well, will sort of be I think a clear sort of P5 just ahead of Niels. Pit lane lost time here is not very big. So maybe he's trying to do one less stop in this race. Of course, we're on lap 9 at the moment, coming towards the start of lap number 10. And surely Ash Wilson on those tyres will be coming in very soon. He's got SMJT all at the back of him. What this is actually allowing is Fretty to get close to SMJT. They go through the final turn number 16, really long corner, and it sort of tightens as you go through it now, and SMJT all over the back of Ash Wilson. Ash Wilson is coming into the pits this time around, so he will be and coming out in P5. We'll see where he comes out in a couple of moments' time. But Fretty now closing in on SMJT. Unfortunately, we haven't got any timings, which is a bit annoying, but we move on. And Fretty seems to have better speed than SMJT. We saw that a couple of seasons ago. SMJT's car just not quite having the same kind of top speed as the Toyotas, which is quite a popular car. And I think one Roll Center to move to. The last time we raced GT3s, and Fretty's still just behind SMJT at the moment. On lap number 11, and Niels Barker coming under a bit of pressure from Ash Wilson. Ash Wilson extended that first stint, and Niels just about managing to get ahead, and he's running a little bit wide. He was onto the grass. That's going to really hamper his exit and just hamper his line in general. Ash Wilson now is going to have a much better run through the final couple of corners, and maybe could be looking for a move. Niels just holding on for the time being though, but Ash Wilson, I think his best chance will be down towards turn 1. Of course, much fresher tyres, because that long first stint, Ash Wilson goes down the inside to take hold of P5. Niels though with the switchback, brilliant defence from Niels. Ash Wilson just trying to hang this one as they get, he now has the inside for the next corner, the final corner. Niels, I think, maybe just trying to set up a much better launch onto the main straight, which I think he has done. Niels now tucked underneath in the rear wing in the slipstream of Ash Wilson as we head down towards turn 1. Who's going to come out on top in this one? He's closing as they approach 6th gear and well over 250 miles an hour, 50 kilometers an hour. And Ash Wilson on the inside, looks like he's going to have the high ground as we go into turn number 1. Actually, it's not Niels, just much better in a straight line. Keeps ahead despite that tyre wear. And this battle for P5 will rage on through the next couple of corners. We look back at the race lead. Bruma just about holding on from Aries, who's managed to really close the gap, and the battle for third. SMGT starting to pull away from Fretti a little bit at the moment, but Niels still holding on ahead of Ash Wilson, who seems to have much better grip through the corners, and he seems to definitely have much better grip through the corners, and he's managed to slot himself up into P5 as he just was able to hold the throttle, I think, a bit more through turns 4, the long sweeping turn 4 and turn 5, and keeps ahead now of Niels to hold on to that. P5 sort of best of the rest, I think, today so far. Bruma just keeping ahead now of Aries. Currently on super soft tyres as we go down towards turn 1, and can will Aries get close enough to make a move? Because like Bruma's pulling into the pit lane on this lap. New set of tyres for the Ferrari driver, really threw that one into the pits. Is anyone else coming in? I think Fretti might be coming in. Yes, he is. New set of tyres for the Ferrari car, and a bit of fuel as well. See what tyres he decides to put on. He's going on to another set of the super softs. Fretti, after he's fueled up, set of super softs for him as well, and Niels also coming in on this lap. So that's going to release Aries and SMGT. Only worries, and they can push on and maybe try and make an overcut work, because it's going to be a bit of an overcut versus the undercut for the next couple of laps, I think. And Niels just coming out of the pit lane now. To Tomic heading down towards turn 1. And we'll see whereabouts Niels will slot out into this race. Of course, he was battling with Ash Wilson, and coming out now of the pit lane. He'll be wheel to wheel with Atomic as they go in towards turn 1. Atomic trying to hang this one around the outside. And Niels just keeping ahead now as we go on the run down towards turn 3. Of course, quite a fast corner. Difficult to sort of make a lunge, make a move, stick. Atomic though looking to the inside, but I think just realises that it's going to be very difficult to keep on stick there, and just has to tuck in behind for the time being. Can he stick with Niels for the next couple of corners to try and hold on? A massive moment for Atomic. Massive sort of a twitch mid-corner. He's into the wall and off in this race. That allows Brent through as well. And really gutting for Atomic. Which doesn't seem to be going right for him at the moment. Snell will be coming close to the Ferrari, manages to get past as well. So gutting for Atomic. That massive switch. You look back at the front, and Aries coming into pit lane. It's SMGT staying out. We'll see how the undercut works for Bruma and Fretti, or if Aries has managed to make a bit of an overcut work over these last couple of laps. And strategy could play a big part in this race, especially between the top 4. Ash Wilson not too far behind Fretti, making his strategy work, and could get involved in the battle of the top 4, make it a top 5 once again. And whereabouts will Aries come out of the pit lane? I think it's behind Fretti, so it's not worked out for Aries. Maybe he's put a bit more fuel in the car, and yes he has. You can see at the bottom of your screen on the left hand side, much more fuel in Aries' car. Going to be a little bit slower, but can definitely go a lot longer in this stint if he wants to. Ash Wilson, well, has about half the fuel that Aries does, so he might have the pace despite the tyre advantage going Aries' way. Let's see if Ash Wilson can disrupt Aries and really get involved in that battle near the front. Bruma's come out in P2. Who's that off? Someone off? Not too sure. SMT though in P1. Looks pretty happy at the moment. Bruma's still in P2, of course. Pitted that extra time in comparison to SMJT. Another driver just coming into the pit lane just there. Further back, and some moves going on between Multirab and Timmy. I think Timmy's just made the move. Stick Mercedes. Jordan Multirab now in P10, runs a little bit wide as he's battling away with the BMW of Timmy. The battle between Multirab and Timmy is not over at all. We know how quick that Mercedes is in a straight line. Can Multirab find a way past Timmy down towards turn 1? He's on the outside, seems to have the speed in comparison. That Mercedes so quick in a straight line, but Multirab needs to come into pit lane soon, really running out of fuel. As we can see on the bottom left, Timmy maybe just doing a bit of fuel conservation, because there's a lot more of this contact between the pair of them. And Multirab sort of spinning around Timmy, I think just letting the Mercedes driver go. And maybe serving a bit of a penalty there, not too sure. But that will allow Eddie and Phil to close in. Atomic as well, just a little bit further behind them. SNET though, staying out for another lap. He's got the fuel to carry on maybe trying to do one less stop in this race. Bruma still in P2, Fretti in third, and Aries just a little bit further back has managed to drop Ash Wilson in the last couple of laps as well. Then it comes Nils, Brent, Snell, Multirab, Timmy, Eddie, Phil and Zatomic. And it's about come to the end of lap number 16. SMGT will he carry on for another lap? The fuel load is starting to diminish, and he's deciding to come into the pit lane this time around. So it's going to be a battle of where we come out. I've got a feeling he'll come out just behind Bruma, but ahead of Fretti. We'll see what tyres and what fuel level goes into the Nissan. A brand new set of tyres, a bucket load of fuel. Looks like Bruma has gone into the race lead. Fretti, well, it's indicating he has gone ahead. Maybe Aries looking to go long in this final stint. We'll see. Sorry, SMGC looking to go long in this final stint. Another set of super softs and quite a bit of fuel as well. And Aries has managed to get a pass, so the undercut has worked there for him. And he comes. SMG comes out in P4. He's got the freshest tyres, so we'll see how he gets on in these up and coming laps. Phil closing in on Eddie there, dueling over 10th place at the moment. Coming towards the back of Eddie, and Eddie's had a moment. He got onto the grass, I think, now, and just losing the rear of the car. That promotes Phil up in the P10. I think he's coming into the pit lane very soon nonetheless, but I think Phil will be happy with that, getting a couple extra points as things stand. The number 69 driver. We'll see Aries under attack now from SMJT, who after pitting seem to have very good pace right out of the box. And not far before onto that main straight. Speaking of the main straight, there's a duel starting to set itself up. We've got Eddie under attack from Multirab, and how quick that Mercedes is. I don't think he'll be close enough to make a move into turn one. He's pulling out to maybe try and think about putting the nose in, seeing what Eddie does in the braking zone. And he's looking down the inside. Multirab just about. Can he get ahead now? Who can get the best exits coming out of turn one? They go for the king of two. I think Eddie's just going to hold on for the time being, but he's going to have to watch out on the next long straight, because we know how quick that Mercedes is in a straight line. Back to the battle for P3 and 4, and SMGT looking to find the way past Aries. Now they're side by side and they run down towards turn number 1, and he just about gets ahead as they go into the braking zone, and Aries sliding his way through turn 1 drops down to P4 for the time being. In the battle for 10th, Atomic getting involved. Multirab not been able to keep with Eddie, I think, like he would have wanted to. We'll see if Atomic can get in the mix and duel away in this one, as it starts to develop into a good battle. But SMT now will be wanting to really try and close the gap to Fretti ahead of him, as Bruma starting to get away a bit, but got a feeling over the course of this race, SMGT looking to do one less pit stop, and going purple at the moment on this current lap. And just a couple corners up the road, but a lap behind. Multirab has gone wide in this battle for P10. Atomic seems to have got the better exit now as they run down towards turn 1. What's Eddie going to do just up the road? Looks like he's going into the pit lane. Atomic, is he going to follow him in? No, he isn't. Eddie coming into the pit lane. Atomic now, he's got that fast Mercedes behind him as they run down towards turn 1. Who can come out on top in this battle? Is the battle for P10 at the moment. Atomic sort of covers the inside, but Multirab now darts to the inside. Who's latest on the brakes? Multirab deep on the brakes, and then just like Atomic just about keeping ahead on that one. And Fretti and Aries both into the pit lane on that lap, coming in for a fresh set of tyres. And I think Ash Wilson is followed them in as well. I have to see where they all slot out. Aries coming out in P3, Fretti coming out in P4, and I think Ash Wilson just be a little bit behind the pair of them in P5, and he's still in the pit lane putting fuel in that car. And as he comes out, is he going to be in relation to Nils? Don't have to worry about Nils, because Nils in the pit lane as well. We're still holding on to that race lead, but of course, looking at the fuel level, he does have to pit relatively soon. Of course, SMT and Aries might have the fuel to go to the end of this one. About 10 minutes left in this race, 40-minute endurance race here, and Aries using all of the track there and a little bit more on the exit. So different strategies here in terms of fuel load, and pretty much every driver sticking to their guns when it comes to the tyres. Pretty much they're staying all on the super softs in this one. No mandatory race tyre here in the GT3. And Bruma now, will he come into the pit lane on this lap? End of lap 19, I think he is. He is, yeah. Take a nice fast line into pit lane, doesn't want to reduce the speed at all. And I think he'll definitely be going to the end of this one now. It's going to be a brand new set of super softs, I would imagine. A little bit of fuel in to help him get through the last 9 minutes. And whereabouts will he slot out in this one? It's going to be close, I think, with some of the other drivers. He's going to be in P2. GT3 holding on to that race lead as we go in towards turn 1. Bruma just about. Why has it not changed the camera angle? There we go. And Aries very, very close to Bruma. As they come out of turn 1, of course, though Bruma does have the tyre advantage and a little bit less fuel in the car. So I think we'll be a little bit quicker, theoretically, over the next coming corners and laps. And Freddie just behind. Needs to try and close that gap. It's a little bit big at the moment. SMT got a nice gap at the moment. Strategy definitely in his favour. I think he's just done one less stop overall. Made it work so far. And doing a very good job in that. Nissan dueling away with Eddie. That's interesting. And Eddie, I think, now realising what's going on and lets our race leader through. But Multi-Rab and Atomic still dueling away. Atomic just about holding on to that lead. I think the problem with Mercedes just over the course of the middle sectors just didn't quite have the sort of the same aero, same grip in comparison to the other cars, and Atomic actually coming into the pit lane on this one. So that prevents Multi-Rab into 10th and probably Phil into 11th as well. Bruma ahead of Aries now as they go down towards turn number 1 for what will be the 21st time, I think. Aries closing that Ferrari. Bruma holding the inside line. And Aries on the outside line. Can he get the move done? He's going to be ahead as they go in towards turn number 1. Bruma, will he try and find this one back? We've seen how powerful the switchback line has been in this race. He's got the power down a little bit sooner. He's going to be closing in on Aries as they go towards turn number 3. I think he's just going to have to sit in behind on this occasion. Makes a dart to the inside though. Bruma late on the brakes. Can't quite get the move done. Very, very close. But not quite on this occasion. The battle carries on though as we go through turn 4 and 5. And up towards the hairpin of 6. Bruma is trying to place that car as best he can to force an error or just try and get the best exit and get a good run at Aries, but the battle still carrying on now. Bruma's seems to have the better straight line speed, especially that slipstream is going to help. He wants the inside line, can't have it. Aries is determined to hold on to that Bruma though. Will he try and go clean around the outside? He's going to try and make it work. Is there enough room for him going ahead? Yes, there is. Can he get the speed though? Because of course the inside will then switch to Aries, and Aries just has to tuck him behind. It's a good move from Bruma. Got the elbows out and keeps ahead of his rival. And we'll see if this order will remain as we push on. I can give an update. Wesley in P5 at the moment in that gap between Ash, Wilson and Fretty, despite not being able to see him. I think it's because his internet is not very good. Atomic slowly making his way towards the back of Phil's car. It's Phil versus Atomic, both raced in C3 this last F1 season, and now down towards turn 1. Atomic around the outside and seems to have the speed over that BMW. Head down towards turn number 1. Phil just about keeping in there though. Will he make a late move under brakes? Under braking, not under the brakes. Tyres squeezing away. Phil just having a good scene on that one, but there's not a lot of fuel in the car for Atomic. Will he get to the end? He's going to be nip and tuck depending on when he starts his final lap. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Phil though, oh, is there something sliding through turn number 3? Phil just about keeping within touching distance for the time being. And Eddie and Multi-Rab dueling away for that final position. And who can keep hold of P13 effectively. Of course, because Wesley's actually in the race, even though we can't see him. Multi-Rab just holding on for the time being. Of course, that powerful Mercedes will be helping, but Fretty now could mix this one up. Blue flags will be being waved, and I think that could be a bit of a squeeze there from Eddie, just not quite realising that Fretty is right behind them. Of course, they shouldn't hold up Fretty too much. He's a little bit far off the battle for the podium positions. Nevertheless, I think would like a bit of an easier route through, and that's a car gone wide. Who is that? I don't know. There's a car somewhere. Keep seeing flashes of cars, not too sure. Owen's atomic's been reset to track, and that is very harsh. He jumped back massively. A couple hundred meters, and Eddie and Multirab promoted a position now, as they are dueling over almost at the end of this race. Eddie still trying to hassle the back of Multirab. See if the Jaguar can get close enough to make a move into turn 1. With the power of that Mercedes and get benefit of the tow from Ferretti as well. We'll see Eddie a little bit wide for the final corner. Running low on fuel as well. Does he have enough in this one? Checkered flag will almost be dropping. They might have to do one more lap on this one. I think they will do. They are going to cross the line. We've gone over 40 minutes. So this is the final lap now. Final lap for pretty much everyone in the field. I think it's going to be Ash Wilson the first to cross the line. He will take P5 in this race. I mean, Niels Barker, couple corners to go for P6. Are there any battles brewing on this final lap? Multirab still holding on ahead of Eddie. Our race leader through the middle part of the lap now. And Niels Barker comes across the line. He will take P6 in this race. That front left will be glad he is done now, and he takes 6th position in the race. Brent comes home in P7. As admits his teammate Snell coming towards the line in his Porsche. It's not a Porsche, it's a Porsche. In P8 for Snell, the Dutch driver taking home 8th, and then Timmy will be 9th. Phil is in 10th, just getting away for some blue flags, and we'll look at our race leader. Not a lot of corners to go. It's going to be 9th place for Timmy, but SMJT takes the first win this season in the GT3. A great drive from SMJT, making the strategy work in his favour and having good pace overall. He will take all 25 points. It'll be Bruma in P2. We can see him behind him there as Aries in 3rd. SMJT takes the checkered flag. I'll take the win. Bruma in P2, and then it's Aries in 3rd to finish this race. And then Ferretti takes home a well-earned P4. And I think just about managing to lap field that will please him on that one. And Multirab takes 11th, keeping ahead of Eddie for the final couple of points. But it's SMJT who takes the race win in the first round.